Hello, my lovely Scorpios. Welcome to your weekly forecast for March 13th through the 19th. This is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It is a general reading for the collective. Therefore, not every single message is going to resonate, and that's okay. Take what does, leave what doesn't. You might need a private reading. So, without further ado, we're going to connect here and see what messages are coming up for the Scorpio collective. Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, and Scorpio Rising. We're going to see what we've got coming up. Move you all just a little bit closer. And the first card that's coming up here for the Scorpio collective is the Ten of Wands. Now, Ten of Wands can come up in a few different ways, but the vibe that I'm feeling in the Ten of Wands for Scorpio in this weekly forecast is I feel there's things you're wanting to shake off of you. Like there's just things that are stressing you out or bothering you. Some of you might be becoming really, really sensitive to environment, to energy, as you're going through a shift, especially those of you that have intuition increasing at this time. Like if your intuition is increasing, if you're becoming more grounded, maybe you were just kind of floating off into the ether for a while and you're coming back down to earth and you're like present in your body and alert. You might be experiencing your physical environment differently. So I feel some of you are going to find like you're getting irritated by like just like you're getting irritated by things and you're making changes so that you can be comfortable in your environment, comfortable in your body. When I mean irritated by things, like you might be like, oh my gosh, the tag in my shirt is really bugging me. And you might go and you might cut all the tags out of your shirts. Or you might feel like, I need to let air in, I need to let light in, I need to just kind of change the atmosphere. It's bugging me. It's too dark in here, or it's too. I need music going on in the background, or you might feel like you don't like certain scents or certain smells. I feel like you're getting really, really, really in tune with your physical environment. Whereas before, maybe you were checked out, and there's going to be things that are irritating you that you're going to be making changes because you're having an increased sensitivity to energy, an increased sensitivity to how you're engaging with the physical world. And you're going to be making changes so that you can feel comfortable. You can feel comfortable in your skin, comfortable in your environment, comfortable in your body moving forward. I also feel like some of you are getting into some kind of like a physical routine in terms of like exercise, but you're coming into it with like a different approach. So maybe you've done things in the past where you've done, I don't know why I just heard P90X. Maybe you were doing like P90X, or maybe you were like doing certain like, I don't know, CrossFit, or like certain kinds of exercise modalities. And I feel like you're figuring out what works for you. And some of you are going by way of like just a more gentler exercise, right? Like you're not breaking your back, you're not, going and pushing yourself to the ultimate very end. You're like, look, I'm not trying to compete here, I'm not trying to be a competitive bodybuilder. And so you're coming into the energy of just like moving your body, feeling active, feeling good, just like in gentle ways, like just consistent gentle ways that are pushing you to move, but are not uh, extreme. I feel like some of you are backing away from extreme forms of movement, extreme forms of exercise, and this is allowing you to like lay off pressure, like get the pressure off of you. And like enjoy being in your body, enjoy moving, so it doesn't feel like a chore, or it doesn't feel like something you're dreading. The next card that's coming up here for the Scorpio collective is the Eight of Wands. So lots of movement and lots of action. Okay, the energies have been really intense for quite some time as we're coming into the current planetary shifts, as we're coming into the springtime. A lot of you may be getting your energy back, right? Hence the previous message about movement and exercise, but getting your energy back. Eight of Wands is also really positive because it tells us that we're coming into a time where delays are over. Maybe you've been experiencing blockages, or maybe things have been feeling in limbo. The Eight of Wands is saying now we're coming into a time of movement. Now we're coming into a time of action. There could be travel associated with this for some of you, significant travel, like to a faraway place, right? So some of you may be going from one end of the country to the other end of the country, whatever country you live in. Some of you may be traveling to a different country, right? For some of you, this is going to require going by plane, going by air, and it might be a significant flight. And so if you have things with like anxiety, oh wow, Scorpio, especially those of you that are getting really, really like in tune with your body and the physical environment, you might find that you're having a tremendous amount of like anxiety, like being in the air, right? So if you have a trip coming up, this is a heads up. Like, hey, even if you've flown before, if you're feeling really sensitive around your physical environment, it might be a very different experience flying this time around, where you're getting freaked out. You're getting freaked out by the way it feels to be in the air. You're getting freaked out by all the people around you. You're getting freaked out by like the feel of the plane and the engine. Like you might be very sensitive. And so Spirit is saying, if you are one of these Scorpios that's really in tune with your body and physical environment right now, and you do end up having to take a flight, it's going to be really important for you to do whatever you can to practice mindfulness, grounding yourself, meditation, positive thoughts, maybe even some like natural relaxers, something like a lavender tea, like lavender essential oil, anything that you can do to just kind of calm yourself, chamomile, anything that you can do to just kind of be mindful and release stress and calm your nerves, and just remind yourself it's okay, I'm safe. Put yourself in that bubble, breathe, because some of you are going to have to fly, and I don't envy you, those of you who are going to have to fly in this level of like coming into your body and being alert and aware of the physical environment. And this sensitivity will fade. It's not a permanent thing. It's just as you're going through a shift, you're more open and more sensitive at this time, and you'll get used to it. But those of you who have to fly in the midst of it, do things in terms of meditation, grounding, soothing, calming, so that it's not a scary situation. The next card that's coming up here for you all is the Wheel. And the Wheel is a card having to do with moving on, moving forward, going to the next cycle, right? The Wheel is very similar to the Eight of Wands, and that blockages are out of the way, and now we're moving on. Now we're moving forward. Now things are happening. So some stagnant cycle in your life has ended, and it's go time. And the wheels of fate are turning in your favor. I would like to bring your attention to the fact that 10 is repeating here. You have 10 repeating twice, okay? And we have the 8 here too. And so 8 for me is sometimes abundance issues, abundance flow. So I feel some of you are permanently done with abundance issues. You're not going to have to repeat abundance issues. You're finally coming into permanent stability and flow in terms of abundance. But 10 repeating twice in general is telling us that you're not going back to the old things. You're not going back to the old ways. You're moving forward. Everything that is meant for you is in the future. Anything you were meant to learn or do or give, or any karmic debt you were meant to pay, it is paid, and you're done, and you're off, and you're out of here. Right? You're going on to the next cycle, the next situation. So you don't have to wonder, oh, should I have waited longer? Oh, should I have tried this a different way? No, you've done everything that you can do, and now it's time to move on to the next cycle. Some of you may feel in this process like you're leaving others behind. So maybe you're moving, maybe you're dissolving a business partnership, maybe you're leaving a job, but it's time. It's time to move on. It's time to move forward. The next card that's coming up here for the Scorpio collective is the Strength card. This could be Leo energy. If you have Leo placements, there could be big changes or big shifts happening for you in those houses or areas of your life. Some of you could be dealing with a Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. That might be a significant soulmate at this time. But putting that aside, the Strength card is very much a card having to do with embracing our vulnerability, uh, commitment, loyalty, right? And so the Strength card comes in with this energy of like going out into the unknown, going out into uncharted territory, and realizing that not only are you going to do well, you're going to absolutely thrive. You're going to absolutely come out on top, and you're going to find your allies and protectors and loyal people along the way. So you may be going out into the unknown alone, but you're not going to be alone for long. You're going to find the people that are going to stick by you and be there for you and believe in you and help you. So this change or this shift is taking you in a very different direction, Scorpio. Some of you didn't even see this coming or didn't anticipate this. And so you may be going somewhere where you don't know anybody. Maybe you're moving somewhere. Maybe you're like physically moving where you don't know anybody, or you're being sent on some assignment or some job or something through work that is very unfamiliar to you and in a place where you don't know people. But you're finding that you're going to be very secure because you're aligning with what is meant for you. You're going out on your own. You know, some of you, maybe you're moving out and you never thought you were going to move out. Maybe some of you come from cultures or families where it's like, well, you don't move out until you get married. And maybe you're like, well, I don't want to get married. Or maybe you're like, oh my gosh, if I have to wait until I get married to leave here, I'm going to go crazy. Some of you may be going out on your own in that way. Some of you maybe have been financially dependent on a situation or person for a long time. And now this is shifting and you're no longer financially independent and you're getting out there on your own. So it can happen in so many different ways depending on where you are in your journey. Some of you might be traveling, taking a trip where you don't really know anybody. Some of you may be moving, relocating to a place where you don't know anybody. But you're finding that it's all aligned with your vibration. It's all aligning up with where you're vibrating and soul tribe and soul family and like where you're meant to be right now. You might want to check out your moon sign, your rising sign. Sometimes your other placements might resonate more than your sun sign. There's a playlist in the description that will take you to the other videos so you can check those out. And there's a playlist to take you to the love readings for March if you want to check out love readings for March. And if you would like to schedule a private reading with me, there's a link in the description that will take you to my scheduling page, calendly.com/amethystangelite, and you can schedule private readings with me there. I thank you all for watching, my darlings. Be well and take care.